I love that
Mhm.
idea of inviting kids to tune into the feeling of
Yeah.
hunger and satiety. I think that's so important. In my own life, I was forced to clear my plate as a kid. And after I started practicing yoga and mindfulness, I started to really tune into, oh, what does this feel like? And then not just finishing things because they tasted good and realizing like, oh, I'm actually full right now. That feeling of satiety. And you say when your child is older, you can ask, how does your body tell you it's hungry? What does it feel like? What do you feel like? What does it feel like when your tummy is getting full? Um, yeah, and you invite in some mindfulness as well. Um,
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think one of the best gifts we can give our children is to help them really stay connected to that internal sensation of appetite, as you said, hunger and satiety or fullness or satisfaction. In our world today, with parenting, with food everywhere, kids can quite easily tune out from their internal barometer of appetite. And one of the ways to help kids stay tuned in is just to build that language when they're really young, as you said, happy belly for full, hungry belly for hunger. And as children get older, really having conversations about what's your body telling you, or having conversations about behaviors that you're noticing as a parent that might be connected to lack of nutrition or not eating enough or not eating the right foods. You're very cranky at 3:30 when you come home from school. What did were you able to eat your lunch? Were you able to finish your lunch? And if not, connecting. Oh, I understand why you might be cranky because you didn't have enough energy for the day, and now you're home and you're exhausted. You've had a full day of school and your body needs energy. So, sort of making these connections and helping children develop that internal barometer, that internal compass, so they know internally when they need to eat, and then also recognizing, uh, you know, I don't like to say fullness because I don't really coach families or my own children to get to fullness. I try to say, are you satisfied? Do you
Mm.
feel good right now? Have you had enough? Um, and this is something that is very beneficial to kids over time, even into the teenage years, knowing that, using all the senses, the mindfulness exercise that you mentioned is sort of this exercise I map out in the book, where you take a raisin or a Hershey Kiss, and you go through, I think it's 9 or 10 steps of just, what does it feel like on your tongue? What does it smell like? What does it feel like in your hands? Can you feel it melting in your mouth? Can you feel it going down your throat? It's just this, like, it takes, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes at the most to go through this exercise, but it really helps kids sort of note how food gets from mouth into stomach, but all the sensations, all the sensory experiences of eating. And that's also important because so many of us are just, we eat fast. We're not pacing ourselves with eating. We're plowing through a meal in 5 minutes. And are we even tasting the food? Right? Do we even know if our body needs more or is happy? And so these simple exercises, these simple conversations can really help kids be internally aware